Hey guys, this is Madtown213 starting a brand new channel focusing right now on ARK, Survival Evolved Let's Play series. Planning on doing some tips and tricks, mini series, tutorials, things like that. Today, for the first video, you guys are going to have to bear with me. This is my first video ever, so sound isn't going to be all that great. Production value is probably going to be pretty low. But I'll do my best to give you guys something that you'll enjoy watching. So today I have been playing, I would say, I think I got like 640 hours on Steam logged on the ARK Survival Evolved server that I own. My brother Josh plays with me, so you guys will eventually meet him. Today I just want to kind of, as an intro, get you caught up to where we are, what we've done, who we are, and then yeah, and get you into some plans of what I plan on doing in the future. Mega builds is kind of my thing. 7 Days to Die is a big game that I used to play. I probably got 650 hours in that game. But once this came out, I've just been playing this nonstop, and I watch many videos. Uh, every the main people that everybody else watch: Slipgator, Zul'jin, Drax, partially Royal, Snar Snipe. When 7 Days to Die came out, I watched Cage, 848 a lot. So I am into the YouTube world. I know how this works. Now we'll just see how well I can get involved. So without further ado, we're going to get you guys caught up. I'm going to kind of explain how I started this game, where I started, what I did, and then how we've progressed through this game, where we're at now, and then what the plans are going to be in the future. So, as you can see, we are on the southernmost part, southwestern part of the map. I think they call it Craig's Island is the official name of it. So this is where I started. I spawned here, and it seems to be a really good place for brand new people. There are a ton of drops. I'm actually flying over one spot where there's always a drop. There's a couple more along this outer island. There's very few threats um, on this island, and I found this a great place to start. I'm getting a lot of drops. There's decent material, nothing extensive, but there is wood, there is rocks, um, and then all you have to do is cross a little river, and then you're into the raptors and turtles and things like that. So there are trikes, Dilos. I think there was a Brano here that I tamed, a bunch of pterodons, some low-level stuff. Good place to get started, but still safe. So what I did was I built a thatch, just kind of starter hut, and I'll show you guys that. So when I started, I suppose I should probably set a timer here so we don't go too long on this first video. I'm going to try to keep them at like 25 minutes. We'll see how it goes. If people actually start subscribing and watching videos, I can, take suggestions and change them as things go on. But right now, so this is where I started. Um, and as you can see, most of you who played this game at all should know where this is. It's right next to one of the obelisks. Um, and I just picked on top of the hill because no animals seem to go up there whatsoever. No bugs, no nothing. Now remember, when I started this game, it was brand new. So I started with very few animals. A lot of the things you guys know of now that exist, the Quetzals and all that sorts of stuff, weren't in the game. So what I did was started on this island with just the bare essentials. Tamed a few dials. I think I started with like 4 or 5 dials were my first tames. Just killing dodos and all the regular, normal beginner stuff. Tamed a couple turtles. Obviously, named them after the Ninja Turtles. I think that was everybody's first thing that they did in this game. So yeah, it's overgrown now. We haven't been here in forever. So, and you'll have to pardon my vulgarity. I do tend to use fuck and words associated with that relatively often. I'll try to keep it as clean as possible, but we'll see how that goes. So yeah, so we had just this basic thatch hut, nothing too special. Little place to walk dinos in, some raptors and things like that that we eventually got. And then just it's open. We no protection. This is my own server. It's just me and my brother, so we weren't worried about anything like that. And like I said, there's very few threats here. Um, so we just built this up over time. We did have a forge and some things over here. The preserving bin, and I think we had two forges, preserving bins, two of those, cooking pot, things like that. And then this was all lined with the small storage boxes when we first started. Have a couple beds, and then once we started getting into larger boxes from the drops, as levels went up, we put a couple of those here. Now, when we moved to the next base, which I'll be showing you shortly, we destroyed a lot of this stuff for materials um, because we needed them. Um, so yeah. So and just to give you an overview of kind of where we're going on the map, I'll show you all of our bases. I think we've got like five or six as we progress through this game. So if we look in the map, you'll see we're down here. So this is the very first base. And the next base we move to is up here, which is right by this is the volcano right here. So our next base, this is where we're headed. We moved slowly up the river, just building little huts and shacks along the way. Now again, this was before the swamp biome, so this was me and my brother called this Chaos Pass. Everybody knows that this is where all the dinos congregate. It's just a mess, an absolute disaster in that area. So that was fun to try to get through the very first time. Wooden spears. We didn't have anything metal, and ventured up through this river here. It took a few times, as everyone first starts this game, you die multiple times. So it was a learning experience, but we eventually got up here, and I'll show you this really cool spot that I found that we decided to build a much bigger base, a more expansive and elaborate base. Just to give you a heads up of kind of what you're all seeing here, these are just some cave beds. We did do all of the caves. We have beat the brood mother. So we got the southern cave beds here. We do have the middle cave, or the south, not so southern cave. We've got some cave beds over here. This is like the beach cave, probably the first one most people have gone into, just because it's right off the beach. We do have a very small hut on Suicide Island, or that's what we call it. I think it's called Dead Island. But my brother first told me he went up there after I inspected it myself. I told him he was absolutely insane because that's pure suicide. We didn't have any birds. We didn't have anything big. I think he went up here with a raptor, and that was it. And it was, yeah, dangerous. So this is Suicide Island, or what we refer to as Suicide Island. Again, we refer to this as Chaos Pass, just because when my brother does get on, we'll be using those terms so you guys know where we're talking about. This is our beach base. This is our volcano base. Another bed by the cave here by the volcano. Most people know about that. Up here is what used to be the red obelisk. What color is it now? I don't like that they changed the obelisk colors because we were so used to it. I think so this is orange. I think that one over there is yellow. The one that used to be blue. This one used to be green. And that one used to be red. So I think that one's like green still. Is that one green? I don't know. We'll figure it out once we get there. But I like the old way because we played 500 hours before they made these changes. So we were just used to calling this the red obelisk, and we still kind of refer to it as that. So this is my metal factory that I have up here, and you guys will get to see that later as well. And this is the other cave. The cave that you guys know where it is. You have to walk down the ramp along the water. So this is kind of our map. We do have another base here, but our beds got destroyed when they updated biomes. They implemented the rocks back in that we destroyed, and so the beds are gone, but the base is still kind of here. So it's on the waterfall. If you guys watch Slipgator videos, it's right across the river from where he built or is building. We built here. This was our third base. After we had this all set up, we wanted to get closer to Suicide Island because there was a lot of high-level dinos we wanted to tame, and this was a really far way to go. So we wanted to build like a mid base here as kind of a drop-off point, so it wasn't so far to get materials and have some dinos here and shit like that. So yeah, I'll show you this one as well. But this will be our first stop is our main volcano base. So let's get right into that. And to give you guys a level, kind of an idea of where I'm at. I'm level 88. I'm pretty sure that's the max. I'm not sure. They keep upping it. So got about 500 health, 150 stamina. Up my oxygen quite a bit because when we first started doing pearls, that was very difficult. They didn't have scuba gear back then, so food and water stayed the same. Weight I up a lot because I love to carry around stuff myself to transfer from dinos to boxes and things like that. So you'll see I'm very OCD, very, very organized with materials and things like that. You guys will see that later. Melee damage doesn't matter in this game because you really just use dinos for attack and defense. Movement speed I used to have upped before I redid these with the Mind Wipe potion. Um, that used to be, I think I had it like 120 or something like that, but now I don't need it because I just use dinos. Fortitude's big, especially in our new base, our main base. Oh, which I didn't show you. Jeez. The so far the most impressive part of our base. This is our main base, and we took a lot of time. I took a lot of time making this, and I think it's pretty badass. That's kind of the reason I wanted to start these videos. Is I do a lot of big builds, elaborate builds, and some of the other stuff I've seen from some of the other YouTubers aren't all that impressive. I mean, the stuff's fun to watch. I definitely enjoyed. I watch videos every day. But I wanted to show you guys kind of what I was doing because I think some of it's pretty cool. So I bumped Fortitude because we are in once they did the biome changes, we're in the snow biome and it sucks. Constantly cold up there. So crafting speed's the same and torpor's the same. So that's where I'm at. I am new to this, so you guys will have to kind of, I hope, work with me here. I'm not used to talking to a computer or my screen or just talking randomly. Normally, I'm a relatively quiet person, um, so things will get better as we go on. Sound quality will get better. I am an audio engineer, so I do work with high quality audio in studios and such. So I will be getting a better microphone. This is just a headset one for now. I will be getting a camera as well. Um, but I just wanted to get some stuff up right away, and I'm working with what I have. So yeah. So this was the starting point. I think we were up to like level 30 when we decided to move inwards. So this is a good island here to get turtles and trikes and stegos and raptors, the basic early level stuff. Um, and I will be also, just to let you guys know, getting editing software as well, so you guys won't have to follow along for some of the boring parts. These first couple of videos are going to be unedited um, because mostly I'm just going to kind of show you what's going on. So, made it up through this river. Again, this looks a lot different now than it did uh, back when we first started, when the game first came out. Um, so yeah, it's a little hard to explain kind of what it. Well, you guys should know. If you've been playing the game long enough, you know what this looked like when we were coming through here. Um, so I think we made, again, a lot of this stuff doesn't exist anymore um, since the change. But we had a midpoint bed here on this little island. Um, when we had the stego, there's a really good berry spot up here with just pure bush. It's just a prairie full of bushes. So this was a good spot we had right on this little island. Built a very small midpoint base. And then just make your way up the beach. And as you guys watch these, I do take criticism very well. So again, I'm brand new to this, never done this before. Um, I'm hoping to get better at things that I do, maybe brightness or um, the amount I talk, whether I'm talking too much, not enough, so forth and so on. So feel free to leave any comments. Likes are obviously appreciated. Lets me know that I'm doing something that people are enjoying. Because if you're watching the videos and don't tell me if you like or dislike it, it's kind of hard for me to change direction. So if you do like something, you don't have to necessarily like the whole video. Just leave a comment like, oh, that whatever you did was pretty cool. I like that. Because I will be, obviously starting off reading these comments because there won't be, I have 0 subscribers and 0 views. So I will be paying attention to that. So here's the swamp, which was not obviously here before. This was Chaos Pass. Um, right in this area along the beach, there used to be a ton of dino. I mean, there was 10 to 20 Branos, Spinos, Rexes, Raptors, everything. It was just a mess. So this is Chaos Pass for us. Now it's the swamp. Um, so hopefully by me looking around, you guys will kind of get an idea where I'm at. Again, that used to be the green obelisk, which is now orange. If you follow that river down there, that's the main swamp river. And that goes over to what used to be the blue obelisk, which I think now is yellow. I think that one's blue now. Used to be red. I'm sorry for the little bit of sniffling. I'm just getting over a cold. So this is always a good place to level up. There's always still, even now, there's tons of dinos here. Not so much as it used to be, but still a good place to level up. If you want frogs, it's a great place for that. I know Zul'jin hangs out in the swamp quite a bit, so you guys, I'm sure, have seen those episodes. I won't go too far into that. We try to stay in the middle of the island as much as possible. And I don't mean like middle as in top or bottom, I mean middle as in left or right. Um, so, what level are you? We've got pretty high level stuff, and we're only taming high level. Just so you guys know what our server's at, we're at 3 times taming, 2.5 times gathering, 3 times experience, and I think we're at 0.65, which makes max level tames. The max level you can get on this server is 88. I know a lot of servers are like 120, but um, this just kind of how it was set up, or how we set it up originally. And as I've been learning, I'll deal with the settings that I had. So anyways, you make yourself around this corner. There's this large pool. There's usually some Spinos in this area. Um, Lots of beach herbivores. This is tons of bugs. So this place is kind of annoying. But this is the Black Beach. I think Demo and Royal in the last season before they wiped their server built over here. But on the Black Beach side of it. What level color is this? I'm sorry for the brightness. Eventually I'll learn like bloom quality and stuff like that. I promise you these videos will get better in pretty much every aspect. Sound, video, everything. Let me just see what this is. That is really bright. All right, so oh, it's yellow. Nice. Garbage. It's the one thing I do not like about these drops is they're usually so full of shit. Blueprint. Where the hell's my dino? Oh, stupid bird. Come on. It is the one thing I hate about this game is bugs. I hate bugs. All right, come here. So annoying because I mostly use RGs. It's my main traveler. RGs and Spinos is pretty much what I use for the most part. So anyways, so there's this outcropping rock that when it first started, I kind of, checked out the area. And there's this little pond back here. I think this is on Slipgator and Zul'jin and all those guys. This is where they built Poop City. It's on this little pond back here. Um, Again, me and my brother have different names for some of the stuff, just as it's their experience names, kind of like, oh, well, this is where we always see this, or this is where this feels to us. So I think that's where they did Poop City. This is Brono Hill to me and my brother, just because there's always Bronos, 5 or 6. And just to prove that, let's go up here and check it out. I mean, it should really be called Prime Meat Hill, or Prime Hill. But yeah, there's always, this is where we come from Prime Meat, because there's always 5, 6, 7. Well, right now there's 4 Bronos, so. But yeah, that is Metal Mountain up there, just because that was our first metal base. Obviously the volcano, everybody knows, and the Black Beach. So we'll give you some insight onto some of those names we'll be using as because we do play, me and my brother play a lot together, but we're usually on different sides of the island doing stuff. But yeah, so anyways, this is our first main base. Spent a lot of time here. Um, and I'll kind of just start. So this was our main yard. Actually, you know what? Let me start at the beginning. So this was the main house when I very first started. This was what I built, this first floor. So as you can see, eventually got some, this is all messy. Um, Again, I've learned a lot of things, so I keep trying to build and move so I can implement the new things I learned when experimenting. But so yeah, this little outcropping rock, which is super nice. The reason I picked it, it has a lot of its own like own defense mechanisms. Like you don't have to build much to defend yourself. There's natural rock right here, so you don't, everything stays down on the beach. Hardly anything comes up that's dangerous. And then same thing over here. I'm trying to make my way over here. Let me go out here. Go upstairs. And I'll give you guys the tour here shortly, but oh wait, can I go out here? I don't remember. We haven't been here a while. Okay, so as you can see, again, same thing. Natural rock formations gives you like your own protection. It's exactly the reason I chose this spot. Plus, there's a lot of stuff. There's Spinos always down here and Rexes. Tons of Brownos right across on the Black Beach. Um, Great view, obviously, close to volcano. And then the Meadow Mountain and Brono Hill are right there. So this is a good central location. And if you look on the map, it's actually pretty much almost central. Um, so it works out well. So yeah, so this is our main yard. Obviously, this is the Halloween themed stuff we'll get into later. So this was my original door. Um, this was my original outer wall. So this was the only protection. So just built kind of off this rock. Oh, why is that door open? I haven't been here forever. Just built this little wall here, this main wall down. Put this wall in to get stuff in until I realized I couldn't get my Sarco and things through it. So eventually we built this giant behemoth gate. Um, and then the wall originally ended right here, where the end is. Just kind of went over here. But as time grew on, we needed to expand. We had a ton of dinos, so this was kind of where our workhorses went. Stego, Trike, you can see there's still leftovers. These are so low level. This is my first Stego. And most of my names of my dinosaurs so far are like philosophers or scientists. I'm big into that. So this is Zeno, and this is my brother's Donatello. And these guys are junk, so we just left them here when we moved. And it's a male, and I think this is a male too. That's why we left them here. They're essentially useless to us at this point in the game. So we built this nice little outcropping here, as you can see, and I'll fly around later to show you. But was that a Carno? I am on the lookout for skeletons as we're doing this. So if I see something I need to get, I will stop and just do that. So yeah, so this is our main yard where we kept everything. We had some T-Rexes over here. And then in here, I built this little another outcropping that went because it just wasn't big enough, so we had to extend out over the rocks. And this is where I kept all like raptors, scorpions, all the small dinos we kept in here. And then on top of it, I used to have a bird cage, or essentially just like a bird coop. So let's take you kind of on a short tour on what it looks like from the outside. So as you can see, I built out and over, put down some pillars, and kind of extended our base to give us some more room. And I'll get into this back porch thing later. That was one of the last additions. Same thing here. So you can see we just kind of put some pillars and stuff out here to give us some more floor space. It worked pretty well. So this used to be 3 stories high, um, but I was having some problems with some eagles coming down from that mountain, messing with my stuff, so I moved it. So I eventually built, this is my bird coop over here, where I kept all my birds. And as you can see, it's large, wide open, plenty of room to fly. I did make some mistakes when I built this first one. Oop, over here. With the lighting and stuff, I had some of the wires running in the middle of the room, and it was just, as you can see, this was sticking up here, so it was didn't work out very well. So I just tore it down and built a new one as I learned what to do. Um, so come down. So this is our main floor base. This is our compost area. The water isn't running because they broke one of the original pipes. And underneath here, I built this whole thing because I wanted a 1 level floor. So, and you still weren't able to build back then crop plots on anything except for the ground. So this was I just had to put it where it worked. So you can see it's super messy, not placed very well, and I didn't like it at all, but it's what I had to deal with. So as you walk in, we'll have our beds here. This was my specific, oh yeah, my real name is Jacob, by the way. So you'll see some of that's um, in here. So this is where I kept all my trike helmet eventually once we killed the Alpha Rex down the way, and high-end ramshackle and journeyman crossbows, things like that. So we had a couple mortar pestles of single fire, a single pot, some bins with water here for making kibble. Wanted it right next to the fire. Um, our grill and some fridge, 2 refrigerators there, fabricator, smithy, single forge. Like I said, this was early game, so I was learning. And this was for, spark powder and gunpowder and stuff like that. Those were mostly for um, narcotics and things like that. So this is all our storage. You know, we had a transport. Oh, that's my timer. We had a transport hold, a drop-off chest, and then some specialty stuff. I think there was like T-Rex arms and things like that. And in order, I usually keep it this way: flint, stone, couple stones, couple woods, couple hides, chitin, keratin, thatch, fiber, weapons, tools, armor, and then all of our building stuff. Then our irrigation and farming stuff, because it was early game, so I was still acquiring all that. And then charcoal from the forge and fires. So that's our first floor. Pretty simple, very small, but it worked. There's only 2 of us. Second floor, was open at one time before the bird cage was on. So this is where Josh kept his pterodons and eagles and stuff like that. Out here we have our generator. Um, it runs kind of all over the place, which I do not like, which is another reason we built a new base. And this is our mini taming pen, our drop-off pen for raptors and dilos or whatever. So you just drop them off in here, um, hit them with your narc arrows from the top. Once they get out, um, come down here, you can feed them, tame them. The problem was, which I didn't realize, and it was a learning lesson. You couldn't get them out once they were tamed. You'd have to pick them up, and this was before I had a bird, so I've destroyed this wall many, many times to get animals in and out. Um, so yeah, we have a porch around here, and then we have a second story porch around the back. Again, you can see this isn't very clean, and my OCD was not happy with this. And then we have just, because there was a time when animals used to go through the floors all the time. So I had to build this to get underneath here, to get eggs and things like that, once those were introduced. So yeah, so this is our second story porch, wraps all the way around. Again, that's our small animal pen. And then finally, I built this. And again, the building in this game is a little glitchy. You kind of have to find unique ways to build in this game because nothing lines up perfect ever. So this is the bird pen and a ladder to the very top, which is just wide open. So this is kind of where I land birds to get stamina back and things like that safely. So yeah, this is this main area. I'll jump off here, and then we built this afterwards because once my brother started getting dinos too, this yard was not even close to big enough. So we built this outer pen. It's just like a general use pen, and it worked out really, really well. For him, he kept his small dinos, and like this little pen here. There's a feeding trough down here, and it goes down here, and he just kept his sabers and stuff like that. In this pen, some drop-off chests, so you could just bring your mammoth or whatever in here, drop it off, and head right back out without having to go all the way to the inside. This also proved very useful when they introduced Gigantopithecus, or the gorillas, because you could just lead them in here and then, aggro them, get them down here, and then close the gates, and then you could just lead them around. If they aggroed, you could just run, and it worked out really, really well. I think I had tamed 9 or 10 um, gorillas in here, so this worked out really, really well. So, I think for this episode, I don't want to go too long on the first one because I want to try to get quite a few videos out right away, just to kind of get everybody caught up if you're interested on where I am, or me and my brother are, and where we're going to be going. So this is stop number 2. You saw the thatch beach base. This was we spent a lot of time here. I would say the majority of our time we spent here. So you can see it's a nice little compound, worked out really well for us. But it eventually became too small, and we needed to go much bigger. And in the next episode, I will briefly stop by the waterfall base because it's not all that great. It was actually Josh's base, and he's not much of an OCD builder like I am. He's kind of all over the place, not in a bad way, but just different. And that was his main base because he really wanted to go to Suicide Island. So I helped him get that set up, and he built it. Just kind of a little hodgepodge stop center. But we'll show you guys that next episode, and then we'll get to the main base, which is in the north. Um, and that's going to take a while. So that'll probably be most of the next episode is the main base, kind of showing you around where we live now. And then third episode will be catching you guys up where I am planning on building. I really was going to get started already, but I figured I'd wait since I was going to put out these videos, and include everybody on what my plans are before I actually start. So yeah, thank you guys very much for hanging out and checking out what we're doing here. Again, if you have any advice, things you don't like, things you do like, again, I will be trying to include or improve, mic quality, video quality. In a couple weeks I'll be doing editing, so you won't have to see all the super boring stuff. Um, but yeah, if you guys enjoy it, um, throw me a like. Let's see what I can do with this place. I've never done this before. I don't know what this is going to turn into. I have a full-time job. but I enjoy this game a lot and I play it a lot, and I really wanted to share with people kind of what I'm doing. Again, I see all these other people, the big name, the Minecrafters and the people who started out on other games who now have all come into ARK. I see what they're doing, and I think you guys will be just as entertained. Maybe not from my personality standpoint, but definitely what I'm doing in the game is definitely going to be worth watching. So stay tuned. Thanks again, guys, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.